That's like literally exactly what I'm hoping for. And then they won. I was like, they beat them. They beat them. I'm like, thanks. And the Steelers, I play them so I can put them below me. And below me. Sure. Yeah, that really helps. You didn't help me. Okay, but I'm here to help you. Patriots are out.
Switch to me. Let me check my division.
Wait, Patriots are out, but they're ahead of me. Because of that. Six.
Listen, nigga.
Hey, come here. Come here. What do you mean it's only 3?
Yeah, you got 6 sixes. 2, 4, 6. 6.
What's 9
6, 6, 6.
What's 9 minus 3?
6. Oh, have you not shown them your tattoo?
No. Why are they not? Why? I gotta do before then.
So, I'm playing a division. Go. If I win and you win, I can stay up. I can move up too. Let me check. I can move up, bro.
I'll give you
I can challenge the Jets. Yeah. Well, I can challenge the
Thank God we're not in that
defensive yards. Oh, it says yard.
Oh, first.
Defense. Yards.
That's good.
It's just
Okay,
passing down to rushing yards. No, we're playing on defense.
Yeah, this is
Yards allowed.
yeah, we allowed the ball.
I allowed. Second base. Oh, you lose on the second base. Rush yards allowed. Like, no. Yeah, you're not running routes. Yeah, people are. Not that. Also, points allowed. Yeah. Oh, damn, Jets. Golly. Jets and Giants.
Remember they only won 3 points?
New York is both New York's at first.
Dude, they held me literally bro to like 3 points.
Both New York's at first. That would be great for them. Both New York's at first. That'd be crazy. New York versus New York.
Oh,
What? I'm not playing that. Just checking stuff. Giants and Jets, yo.
the Jets.
No. Look who I play. You need to win every game. Except the Giants. You need to win against them. You need to win against them.
That is like
You
sure. Well, here we go.
yeah, every game.
Actually, look. Actually, yeah, this week, go to the
Oh, last. Don't really know. balance.
And then balance.
Make it easier to beat them.
Exactly.
I've been grinding since a young and they told me my timing was coming. I've been hustling with no funding, forget all the fame, get the money. I'm out of LA where it's sunny. I've been eating since a young and since we ain't have food in our tummy. The life we was living ain't funny, but you cannot take nothing from me. Put that on my mama, my daughter, my cousin, my brother, I'm shoot. We ain't better not take the type of dreams that they say. That's why I learned from my
Jaguars. Jaguars winning.
told my brother I'ma get this paper. Was left behind, I'll see it later. To keep it real, you don't need to wait up, man. Out on the line, ain't no looking back. Giving my all with no strings attached. Came from the bottom, rose through the cracks. Spotlight on you.
And they don't know. They should set a competitor. That's what I'm saying.
Are they even in the playoffs anymore? No, Jacksonville.
Or not the playoffs.
Oh no, I think they're a wild card. They were
6-6. I'm 6.
So I think this division leader was probably a third.
And I'm not. They're 6. They're all almost 6-6. Cleveland 6-6. How are they both? Like I don't know what the time. So I need to.
What's their division matchup with?
Yeah, it's the.
Well, let's see. All the Eagles.
Like I don't know why.
Oh, so how about?
Let's go to the
Dolphins, Patriots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Home don't matter. So we should don't matter. Go to the big one. 2-2.
2-1, 2. Division loss.
I'm glad.
Let's see. It seems like NFC wins. Look at NFC wins. We're gonna go down. No, I know. Like the top player. Browns? I think so. Yeah, you're all tied for KFC. Except the Browns. The Browns. See, 6. Titans are. Oh, I can't do it. Alright, look. KFC wins. Here.
If the tie comes up from the same division, apply division. If the ties are from this, apply the following steps. Okay, I play the Browns. So that for the 6. There we go, title.
scene, but I can't hear when the crowd screams. Still balling like an offspring, just for all the ones that
No,
doubt me.
what's
Gotta live this once to be a true winner. All the ones the hearts with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood thinner. Juice stay turned like, you know. I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter what we ate for dinner. So I had to drink it till the dream is bigger. Only want to go, we don't need to sip. Be number one, number two, never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna call my mama a house.
No, look here. Because you have huge timing.
Apply division tiebreaker to eliminate all but the highest rank.
Highest ranked club in each division prior to proceeding to step 2. So if any of them are in the same division, so they're the top. Or they're the top.
I'm prepared for the rain, they amaze. I ain't break from the sticks and stones they threw. Everything that you can do, I can do it better than you. No matter what I do, she still got
But you're higher than
I spent the check on the diamond cross, but still ain't paid my dues. Gotta be number
Look.
one, number two never count.
Right, you're higher than Patriots. Higher than them.
What I'm saying is and all. Yeah. Yeah, I figured out why is it the Browns? Here's the rules. Apply division tiebreaker to eliminate all but the highest ranked club in each division prior. Okay, what does that mean?
This is confusing.
The last one is one I
What the heck?
They should never.
The NFL committee.
There's no way you can come out.
Yeah, it's never.
No one's gonna score the same points.
Yeah.
I don't agree. But I feel like it's gonna come back and we're gonna be tied. That's why you have to win this game. I need you to win this game. You're gonna win this game. You played them. You beat them, right?
Bounce back.
He's available. Yeah.
Yeah, so you remember my decision?
Yeah. You know, take you one more time.
Okay.
That's crazy.
You done? No. I'm moving to the next one. Oh no.
My coach of the year. I have a vote. I'm not gonna hide it. I voted for Monty Williams. Monty Williams, coach of the year. Tom Thibodeau's a close number 2. I think the job Monty Williams did in Phoenix is sensational. Leon Rose is my executive of the year. I think he's done a phenomenal job.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not, no, not yet. With Scott Perry and World Wide West, William Wesley there, from that particular standpoint, culturally, the New York Knicks can very well be a destination spot. I'm not going to even blame Dolan, because in recent months, Dolan has, thank God, stayed out of the media, stayed out of the news. The question mark is Tom Thibodeau. Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
because he's number 2 coach of the year, my candidate. Great coach, number 1 defense, number 1 against 3-point shooting, top 5 against the field. But today's player, they want to control stuff. That ain't happening with Tom Thibodeau. You're not gonna engage in load management of your own accord working for Tom Thibodeau. But Scott Perry and World Wide West, you ain't gonna get too many perks playing for Tom Thibodeau. You gonna prioritize basketball. You playing for Tom Thibodeau. You're not gonna go up on podiums talking about basketball is not on your mind. That ain't happening with Tom Thibodeau. That kind of stuff. I'm just gonna take days. I'm just gonna take days off. That ain't happening with him.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it as a negative to him because Tom Thibodeau has been on the record talking about the adjustments that he has had to make as a head coach from Chicago to Minnesota, where he was controlling the whole thing, to now being in New York. And I give him loads of credit for that, and I believe in it. But I'm talking about today's culture of player and what they like and what they've grown accustomed to. Colliding with
it could clash with certain
colliding and clashing
Yeah.
with the tendencies
Superstar.
of Thibodeau.
Yep.
That is what has me a bit suspect. I don't know. You ain't gonna get too many perks playing for Tom Thibodeau. You gonna prioritize basketball. You playing for Tom Thibodeau. You're not gonna go up on podiums talking about basketball is not on your mind. That ain't happening with Tom Thibodeau. That kind of stuff. I'm just gonna take days. I'm just gonna take days off. That ain't happening with him.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it as a negative to him because Tom Thibodeau has been on the record talking about the adjustments that he has had to make as a head coach from Chicago to Minnesota, where he was controlling the whole thing, to now being in New York. And I give him loads of credit for that, and I believe in it. But I'm talking about
tonight from Bills Stadium in Orchard Park, New York.
Earn free crypto, just by learning about it. Coinbase Earn is the fast, easy, and rewarding way to learn about crypto.
Are the Knicks a destination?
But today's play with around matchup against the 76ers, I'm not ready to dismiss that. I'm not ready to dismiss it. No, I'm not ready to dismiss it.
New York stand up. This is how low the bar has been set.
Yeah.
The bar has been set so low that they might have a chance to win a playoff series. This is a team that since the year 2000 has never been to the Eastern Conference Final. A chance to win a playoff series is all you need. New York, stand up. And you know what? I think the league is feeling that too. I have to be honest. New York is such a desirable market to play in. Such a place where you can amplify your brand. And these superstars now, they want to be millionaires. They got their eyes on the prize, right? Knicks are a place they feel they can do it if the culture is healthy enough. And now, I don't think it's any brilliant move by Dolan. As you would say, even a dead clock is right twice a day, right? Or in Dolan's case, once every 2 decades. I think finally this regime has gotten it right. You're right to look at Leon Rose and World Wide West and Thibodeau. They've done a very good job. And now I think the league is looking at its healthy place to play, and it's New York City, and it's the Knicks. But let me now address what you just said about Thibodeau. I never saw Thibodeau as the long-term coach for the Knicks. To me, Thibodeau, fairly or unfairly, I think is perceived like Mark Jackson, or in baseball, Buck Showalter. There's some coaches, managers, whatever, who are seen as, this dude can get you to a healthy place. He can change the culture, and then you need someone else to get you over the top, whether fair or unfair. And I look at Thibodeau, and I just always assume that's what the Knicks are thinking. He's going to get us to a place. Maybe not. When you talk about you drown out the message after a while, right? Thibodeau strikes me as a type of dude who might burn out a team after 3 or 4 years, and then you bring in another guy to get you over the top.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is I'm not pointing the finger at Thibodeau as if he's at fault, because he's exactly the way he should be, and he's what's needed in the game of basketball today as far as I'm concerned. I'm not blaming him at all. I'm just simply saying the culture that exists amongst today's players. The question is, how receptive are those individuals going to be, knowing the reputation that Thibodeau has once had, even though he's modified it to some degree? That's the question mark, which is why I said it remains to be seen whether or not this is, the destination, because he's the guy that's there. Because if you're the New York Knicks, he's a godsend. I know he's a godsend to me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate Tom Thibodeau, but I will say this: they gotta win a championship in Brooklyn. Because my God, if they don't, let me tell you something. No one will regret not going to New York more than Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Listen right there. This is Brooklyn. Listen, Brooklyn is one of the boroughs. You understand? It's like Queens. Yeah, Mets and Queens, Mets and Queens, right? But we don't talk about them too much. It's the Yankees. You understand? I'm just trying to tell you. Brooklyn is nice. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I root for Brooklyn against everybody but the Knicks, because I'm all about New York first. Unlike some traders I know, I'm all about the boroughs. Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Staten Island, Manhattan. I'm about the boroughs, baby. So I ain't rooting against Brooklyn, except against the Knicks. But I'm telling you, when you're there's something special, and you have to admit this with your hating trader self. Even you got to admit this. No matter what success that's achieved in Brooklyn, could you imagine if it had been achieved for the Knicks? If they don't win in Brooklyn, I'm talking specifically about KD and Kyrie. If there is not a championship parade on Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn, New York, I promise you, they're going to sit back and go like this. Damn.
One question.
What if we win New York?
One question.
What if we win New York City and playing with an orange and blue? Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.
Do LeBron and Steph help or hurt each other's legacy?
LeBron has hurt Steph's legacy. By the way, I like analytics, right? But that's the difference between analytics and statistics.
Okay.
There are lies, damn lies, and statistics, right? You have to know how to contextualize them. Steph Curry has no such record like that in the playoffs against LeBron. Sure.
What I just gave you, 15 and 7?
Come on, let's look at really what happened. First time they link up in the playoffs, right? In the finals. Give me that look for you. Already out. You're on one today already, huh? First time we're in a room together in a minute, and you're giving me that look already. First time they link up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It was so obvious that LeBron was the best player in the series. He didn't have Kyrie or Kevin Love. Dellavedova was his second best player. They still did 6 games. Who won Finals MVP? LeBron should have gotten it. They didn't want to give it to the guy on the losing team. They give it to Iguodala because he guarded LeBron. Still didn't win Finals MVP. It was so obvious that LeBron was way better than him and everybody else on the floor. That's the first final. Second finals, a 73-win Warriors team is beaten by LeBron James. But Steph wasn't going to win Finals MVP again. It's going to be Draymond. LeBron won it because he was the best player in the finals, so his team won. That should have been 2-0 for LeBron. Then KD joined a 73-win team, making it impossible for anyone else to win. We all know it. As soon as KD signed that team, this man right here was like, that's the weakest move ever by a superstar, because you know it was a non-competitive move. LeBron had no shot. LeBron was still the best player in that series. But you know who the best player on the Warriors was? KD. Steph was second. Steph is so much under LeBron that everyone acknowledged Steph, Clay, Trey, they need KD to help them beat LeBron, and then did it again the next season. How many finals has Steph played? Zero. And mostly, that's because of LeBron James. LeBron James, meanwhile, every finals he's ever played, maybe the second one with KD has been the best player on his team. Debo Samuel with touchdown number 7 on the year. Not only are you blasphemous, utterly ridiculous, but the other part about it is that you gotta ask the question.
Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
That whole soliloquy you just went on was about LeBron being better than Steph. That wasn't a damn question. It was about whose legacy was affected. Now let's get to the legacy. How many times has Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors beat LeBron in the NBA Finals?
With or without KD? That's not my question. You don't get to ask the question. I asked you a question. How many times has Steph Curry's team beaten LeBron James' team in the NBA Finals? I asked the question. Does he play for the Golden State Warriors? You see how you try to avoid the question? Because I'm getting to a point. You're trying to delay the point that I'm trying to get to. 3 times, right? How many titles would LeBron James have?
You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot.
Would that be how much more of Michael Jordan would that be? So if LeBron James had one more title than Michael Jordan, perhaps there would be an elevated level of legitimacy to the argument that he is indeed the GOAT, as opposed to MJ. In some people's mind, not yours, not mine, but in the minds of many people. The fact of the matter is, LeBron James has lost as many titles as Michael Jordan has won. Now, what I'm saying is this. When I talk about LeBron James being number 2 all time, I don't recall me ever saying that Steph Curry. I've said that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter God ever created. The greatest shooter we've ever seen, without question. He's number 1 by far in that category. But in terms of the greatest player ever, the argument in the discussion is LeBron, MJ, with people bringing out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. If there were not 3 NBA Finals losses on that resume for LeBron James, we might be having a different conversation. Last time I checked, that's legacy. Not what you're talking about.
I need to clarify something you said, because when I read that record today, you said it's lies, damn lies, and statistics. But on Friday's show, you told me records are statistics of events.
Or, no, statistics right? Towards the events that took place when it comes to defense. And once you get the details, you contextualize it. So let me now tell Stephen A. to say, like, you're slick, Stephen A. You're good. If I'm not sitting here, you get away with that nonsense. I'm actually great. I am up against you. I agree. Go ahead. You're great to even stay in a conversation with me. That right there puts you in the inner segment of the whole thing. Let me explain it. this. When you say, what's their record when they face each other, and LeBron was at 7, if not for Steph, that's where you're being slick. Because whoever you see in the finals is going to be a great team, right? So, if LeBron, whoever you see in the finals is going to be a great team. Out of the Western Conference, any one of those teams in the Western Conference, are you talking about this year? Generally out of the West. Those years that LeBron played the Western Conference team, you had to be loaded to get out of the West. So, if LeBron in year 1 doesn't have Kyrie or Kevin Love, he probably loses whatever comes out of the West anyway. That's 1 down. That's not Steph. Again, Steph didn't win MVP on his own team. Iguodala did for the defense he played on LeBron, which was simply acknowledging LeBron's the MVP. That's a simple question here. If LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers had gone up against Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant and OKC and Oklahoma City, you don't think that Cleveland would have had a chance? Without Kyrie or Kevin, you don't think that? Excuse me. Then why are you saying they would have gotten smoked because of the greatness of Kevin Durant? It's the greatness of Kevin Durant, who you continuously malign, because you know what? This guy, I'm the one that called it the weakest point. But the point that I'm trying to make is he's not in LeBron's class. He doesn't come close. The decision making at the time of Russell Westbrook as a point guard, and now that's even exceptional. There are 2 dudes on that OKC team that are different. Kevin Love, you got 1 dude on Cleveland, 2 usually beats 1. They probably lose. But in the next season, when you say count chips, that's what you have. That might be the greatest season ever in terms of the story of LeBron. So watching ESPN on YouTube for live streaming sports and premium content. Subscribe to ESPN.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run. A first down.
Good start, throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
First down, a run with Hyde. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Here's Moss with a catch out of the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He'll let this go for the end zone. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Mike Williams, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Patrick Mahomes, he can do everything seemingly, and that time he just reared back and let it fly.
And you'd think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks, and I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Jackson now to return. And able to get this out to the 25. Bills come to the line.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. I mean, you're all out there competing. I mean, it's a challenge, right? You guys are competition. So you understand what it takes in order to beat the rest of the competition that are out there. Whether they're on other teams, you want to be better than everybody else statistically, but then you also got to beat the defensive side, you know, which our front of the NASCAR, you got to beat the rest of the other 39 competitors that are out there. And that was one of the things my dad taught me when I was young, was we always went to the racetrack.
Balls right there.
Doing our own little thing. We were racing against the competition. And I never could really understand why I didn't have friends at the racetrack. My dad was like, you bring your friends with you. Like, you're competing against the rest of those guys. They're not your friends. Trust me, when you get out there on the racetrack and you're racing against one of those guys and he runs into you or whatever, or there's mistakes made, they ain't going to be your friends very long, so you might as well just not befriend them. That was his philosophy anyway. So.
What do little kids do outside of the track? On the day of the race. So I'm putting a little bit different perspective now. Me being my son getting into racing and starting racing. So it's still supposed to be fun right now and not competitive, although Preston finished second. Absolutely. That would have been a first down. Instead, he doesn't like it. He wants to win, but and before this drive could get wings, it sounds very just like his.
Going for it on 4th down. Allen flush to his right. He may try and run for this. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Not sure I agree with the decision to go for it, but I definitely agree with his decision to run it. He picked up that big first down. I think he let his head coach off.
That's right. I was just going to say, if there's anybody more happy than the quarterback picking it up, it's the coach that saw him pick it up. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis
you're painting a pretty picture. She is very beautiful inside and out, so she does a great job. Trying to raise her son right, but you know, the whole racing thing for years, and there's a lot of you guys that picked up on it over the years. You know, America's got a little bit, so a bit more of a liking to it, understanding about it. It's just there's so many things that we can sit here and talk for an hour, and you probably know less than 1%
We're seeing an offensive line and running game
and that's probably the same thing for me, you guys explaining it from NFL.
So with that.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Allen's throw is complete.
I've been a Denver Broncos fan ever since I was a kid. I met John Elway back. I know this guy back when John Elway, back when he was in Vegas at a autograph signing, he was with the automation car dealership.
Oh no!
So I met him at a ball sign. This was like 96, 97, so right around their championships. They're just yeah, I'm about 199 now. Yeah, I've chunked.
So you're a big receiver like this.
Yeah.
So you know the receiver position.
An
So they
interception
running
followed by
around
the
North
return for
Carolina.
6 points.
Who's
If you
the
want to be
next?
accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
And his kick is good, and
We're gonna give you the
flags
last
fly
say.
as
When you
well.
talk
So
about X, Y, and
frustration
Z's,
showing
like
through
on
right now. This is going to be a
Xbox
long
is
call.
Position, like you got 3 receivers. Right. It's the same.
You got X, Y, Z.
They will
Correct.
accept the penalty and move
Yes, that's
forward.
universal.
So
So
they
Z
throw the
slot guy.
pick six. They'll get
Z is
another shot at it
outside.
now
The
as
Y
this
and
one's in
H
the
is
air.
like X is backside, short side
And
of the
that'll carry
field.
over
Gotta
the
have it
line of the end
moment.
zone
Big
for a
time
touchback.
Denver days. Yeah. You know,
Melvin
moments.
Gordon now, he and the
Moments.
offense, they trot
Who are
back
you
out
going
there.
with?
And I'm wondering if
Everybody
maybe they
else
don't
is
go
going
away from him on this
I don't
drive
think
tonight. He's been great. They haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat.
He knew he was
He
good too.
touches it a few times, but as you
But if he
pointed
had to
out,
pick it,
use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people to put more points on the board.
that's
He's
sweet.
done a really nice.
It's like a good one.
Catch is
Yeah, I might
made.
pick you up for
And
that.
finally down he goes as they work it
So it's
inside the
about
10 to
splitting
the
the
7. 39 yards there.
It's
Big one. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that,
Whatever
they'll be
you
right
say
back in the game.
is-
And if they
that's
can
how we'll
continue
go
to do
in
that,
ordinances.
maybe
You're
they'll
asking me
inspire
who the
the
X is
defense as
between
well
these
and
two?
get a few stops.
Touchdown right
Height.
toward the end zone, but
One
that's
simple
going to
online
wind
chat
up
with
incomplete.
Medical
This
Institute
defense has been
can
very
launch your
disruptive
healthcare
early on as they
career.
force another one to go
We've trained
awry.
Seems
thousands
to
of
be the
students
front
just
and the
like
back
you.
in pass
Visit
rush. They've been able to get home,
PMI.edu to
and
check
they're taking the ball away in
PMI.
coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. Front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Now the Bears are going to use the first of their timeouts. As they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of
19th
action.
century was better than the 18th century. 20th century was better than the 19th century. 21st century is going to be better than the 20th century. The ratio
Allen will look
of
to
people
throw
who
for it on
complete
fourth.
to
He
the
can
20th
take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
I mean, he's a baller though. He cuts real good. But when you're looking for that end zone, man, you got to get up above.
That's why.
You have higher hops than he does.
He can't even jump.
What makes him good is he makes it look cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? But jumping higher, running faster, I'm right there. He's like, what? That's another story. And I want to talk about parenting. Okay, parenting. As a father, because I'm a father of 85. And I have 85 kids. Yeah, okay. I didn't know that.
But as a father,
fading here in the second quarter. Not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken.
Go and do what they want to
Perhaps
do
a chance
without
for
having
one
to
more
force
quick
issue.
play and then
As
another
a
timeout
parent,
if they
force
hurry. We'll
your
see.
son, racks him to, you have to race this, you have to do just allow him to enjoy
Going on first down is Mahomes.
experiencing what racing is.
And that is incomplete.
Yeah, so I was ever since people ask me, they're like, well, is your kid going to be a race car driver? And I'm like, he can be whatever he wants to be. I don't care what he wants to be. And if he picks up on the interest and the vibe of wanting to be racing and get into it, then we'll do it. And we'll see how it goes. With the world being shut down and Corona happening and all that sort of stuff, I had a lot more free time and time at home and stuff like that. And so what Rex and I ended up doing, we went to the go-kart track and just watched some of the races and we're checking it out. And he was like, Dad, can I do that? And I'm like, well, yeah, you can do it at 5. So he was 5. And so we ended up borrowing a guy's car. He got out there and he was learning the ropes and driving around and checking it out. And he enjoyed it. He liked it, And so then I went out and bought his own car, and so now he's racing himself. And so he's got a primary and a backup car. Uncle Greg has an own chief. Yep, crew chief. Yeah. Rex has got his own crew chief. Yeah, he's got the car owner. He's got sponsors. Like he's he's running his own money. Yeah, I haven't paid anything for it. He's sponsors. He's got sponsors. He won his first. Yeah, so his first year out, they have like a really beginner class. It's called the cadet class, and so we put him in that, and he won 4 races in that division last year. And so we got into what we were going to do for this year, and they made mention to us. They were like, "Hey, if you win 3 races this year in that cadet class, then what we're going to automatically move up to the next class." class. Like, we're not going to let you stay. So we were like, okay, he'll win those 3 races in probably 5 weeks, so we might as well just run in the next class up.
Something that
we talk about, and you talk about all the time, is how athlete I'm athlete. Anybody you're trying to build, we're sitting in your empire.
That's right.
He said that's right.
They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Like time management? Yeah, for sure. I mean, just before this, Samantha and I were doing some personal stuff, and then obviously coming here and, you know, having to let her kind of go off and do her thing and me come over here. But, I mean, that's a part of it. I've been doing it since I was 16, 17 years old, and she came into the fold in 2007, 8 time frame. So that's all we've known ever since. So,
I mean, it is a interesting conversation. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Calling everyone top is something everybody can
at their own 20-yard line.
And that's a big one. We talk about we have a show called I Am Women, and they're hitting all these work-life balance. That's a big deal. If you walk in here, we're talking about KBM. You have 2 full-time drivers running the truck series. You have your own. You're still active and still getting after it. So how do you manage work-life balance? Do you still struggle? Who came along and showed you like this is how you're supposed to do it?
Well, yeah, so the work-life balance thing for me, just trying to have the opportunity to come here, and this place probably actually gets the least amount of attention from myself. So when we built this place and started Accomplish Motorsports back in 2010, I had a couple really good guys that I hired on, so they, you know, I was here a lot in that time, and I mean, shoot, almost every single day. And as time wore on, and as I kind of like started to turn things over and let go of the reins a little bit, and let those guys kind of take over and run it, and it's been self-operating ever since. So the tough questions, the hard decisions, the budgets and things like that, obviously that still has to go through me. But, you know, Eric Phillips is one of our crew chiefs here, and he actually was with me in 2010 when I started this place. He went off for a couple of years to go try to do some crew chiefing at some other places, and I talked him into being able to come back because we lost our guy that was here last year to another Cup Series team, so he went up the ladder. And so Eric, you know, I got Eric back, and so I feel like we're in a really good place here. So the thing that gets the most attention, that I try to get the most attention to, is Samantha and Brexton. Brexton's racing, and then my racing, obviously, but going to Joe Gibbs Racing, I'm there every week. You know, we have our team meetings and all that sort of stuff that we sit down and talk about what happened in the previous week, what we could do better. Like, we don't necessarily sit and watch film together, but we kind of go over what went down in order to improve for the next time we go back. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with that stuff. And this got thrown into the fold, the Rowdy Energy drink and that business, and starting that and getting that rolling. But I hired a CEO in order to kind of, a guy that's been in the beverage industry for 25 years, I hired in order to run that thing. Because I'm like, look, I'll put in the capital, I'll give you the branding and the ideas and some of my stuff, but you have to really be able to take that and run with it. So I try not to put too much of that on me.
Or you're a perfectionist.
I
When I walked in,
Can you tell?
Right.
Man, this place is halfway clean right now. It's not very clean.
That's interesting because when I walked in, the attention to detail, I mean, it's like an Apple store, it's clean, it's accurate. You walk up to the garage and eat off the floor. And I said, this is a dude who is probably obsessive and a perfectionist. And that was one of the questions you already answered. You said yes. Is that one of the reasons why you consider one of the greatest drivers ever?
Oh, I don't think me being a perfectionist, I don't know that has anything to do with me being a good driver or not. It probably does in the sense of you want to hit all of your marks perfect every single lap, every single time, take care of place, but you're not always going to be exactly perfect. You know, you're going to have a lap where you get loose and you slide up a track and somebody gets by you, but then you want to be able to get back into the rhythm and get back by them. It'd be kind of the same as you guys. Like, you want to run the perfect route every single time and not miss a step, where you want to put your foot where you want your hands to be when the ball's delivered, and that sort of thing. So that, to me, is, you know, guys can run routes and they can run them slowly, but they're going to be incomplete. You know, they're going to get their ass flattened, you know, when the ball comes down. So it's similar to those things. Like, we have the same stuff here, you know, and I harp on these guys. You know, if you're buying stuff and you're spending your own money, even it's my money, but I tell them, I'm like, look, you guys are working here. Like, this is your craft, and this is not just me, but this is you too, on everything that we do. You know, like those guys. So I don't know what their houses look like, if they're sloppy or pigsties or what, but here it ain't gonna look that way.
That's right. I mean, that's like Bill Belichick. Do your job, the attention and details, all of that. I just want to because we didn't really cover rowdy energy enough, and I want to stick with business a little longer. This is a crowded space. You got Monster, you got Energy, you got Red Blue, you got Egg Energy. What's your favorite?
Yeah, so years ago, I've been in the energy drink space for 14, 15 years, being with a sponsored athlete with Monster Energy, with NOS Energy, and so back to Monster, back to NOS, back to Monster, like they kept switching me back and forth. And I had my own flavor at one time with NOS Energy drink, and it was doing okay, it was selling alright, and we got to do the whole flavor tasting and the development of what I was looking for and that sort of thing. And it was really fun. But one of the key things that I remember from that meeting was the guy who was the president of the company. He basically said, you know, we got this NOS Energy drink brand just thrown on us because there was a Coke and Monster acquisition that happened, and Coke bought NOS, so they basically just turned over the energy drinks to Monster to run. And so anyway, the guy was like, you know, you want to name this drink Rowdy, like Rowdy Punch or whatever it is. And he's like, Rowdy actually sounds like a hell of a lot better energy drink name than this NOS thing does. And so, boom, that always stuck in my mind. Like, hey, if there's ever an opportunity there, if I ever go down that path, I feel like that guy actually made Monster what Monster is. Monster Energy drink, before it was Monster, was actually called Hansen's Energy drink. And it didn't sell. And they didn't change the formula at all. All they did was rebrand it to the Monster stuff. And it, boom, took off, blew up. It's all branding. Yeah. So, anyways, there's a part to that where, yes, it's all branding, but to how Rowdy is different, let me get into that, is we went after the white space. What is everybody doing and what aren't they doing? What is nobody else out there doing? Well, nobody else is out there doing clean energy. So we have no synthetic ingredients. Everything is all natural. And we also added in the electrolytes with potassium and magnesium, and we didn't just fill it full of sodium. Because obviously, like you guys would know, if you don't work out more than an hour a day and sweat a ton, you don't need sodium. You get plenty of that in your normal diet. You know, we made a low-cal line, which is 60% less sugar, but then we also have the zero sugar, but it's still 5 calories because you can't get rid of natural calories in fruits and stuff like that we have inside the drink. So, yeah, I mean, so that's what we went for. We just went for something that was healthier, better for you. My wife, she never drank an energy drink, never wanted to touch one. And so when we were doing this project, she was like, well, hey, you know, are you going to make this where it's something that I can drink? Like, I would like to drink something that tastes good. And that was another thing, is we had to work on the taste. And so that's why it's all natural, and she feels comfortable drinking it. And then the other things that are out there that are on the market that are all natural, they taste terrible. I mean, we had 40 different energy drinks lined up on the table, and we were doing a taste test on trying to figure out like what we wanted to do and where we were looking to go. And some of those were just bad, like terrible bad. I'm like, I don't even know why the buyer bought them to put them on the shelf. You know what I mean? So that was one of my things. Was I was like, look, it's gonna say what it tastes like, and it's gonna taste like it's supposed to taste. looks like. So that was a big thing too. So I feel like we've done a really good job on that, and that we've built into the distribution model, and we're getting out to the stores to be in about 20,000 stores right now, and hopefully by the end of the year it'll be about 30,000 stores. So it's growing. It's good.
Braxton, one of your athletes.
He is. Yeah, Braxton's a rowdy athlete. Yeah, he don't get paid though. We got a couple guys in the sprint car world. We got Brian Brown and Rico Abreu. And then we've also talked to a couple of guys on the NFL side about trying to do something with them, but they're all they're all wanting some money, some big money.
Are you talking any equity?
I did talk equity, and they didn't take the equity. No, they want money over the equity.
Wow. You see the bigger picture.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to say their name. I was going to say that.
No, you can't say their name.
They're making pretty big money, so it's like they don't need the money. You know what I mean?
I love what you're doing. So, Chef Nancy, watch your show.
Yes, I see.
Bubba. Yeah, obviously we're in your town.
So this
is Mr. Peter here. So Mr. Peter was kind enough to make us a lunch similar as those that we made for the team guys. You know, we all have our haulers that we're embedded in the garage area, and there's 40 different team haulers in there. So they all have to cook on the grills or in the crock pots or whatever it might be. So Peter did us some chicken, some potatoes.
But that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for. And remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
Third down is a run by Moss. And he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the 33. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Throwing now is Allen. Steps away. He's going to take off with it. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Allen now looks to throw, and he finds Rock. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain. At the 41-yard line. Now Gordon. He's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. He was taken down at the 50-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On play action, Allen out to his left. He'll run it. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Come on.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Sliding out of the pocket. He can run for it, and he will. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Allen off the play fake. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 16 yards, a first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far, they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. This is caught. Gronkowski. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. To throw it's Allen. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with it when they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that lets them know to call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Back to throw. Mahomes. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Mahomes. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line.
Let's go. Intercepted. The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Buffalo offense gets ready to go for their next drive. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them inbounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late. They'll roll him out right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep. Over the, got a man, it's blocked inside the 10.
This is the greatest game I've ever played in my life. I can't.